Hello and welcome to the latest edition of
In Our House.
First, a story about an artist who wants to bury an aeroplane.
Bury an aeroplane?
And he wants people to go underground and experience what it's like.
And it just so happened that it's a short walk away from our studio in Ladywood.
I'm here at the Icknield Port Loop. Surprisingly, this is where the aeroplane is going to be buried. All of this area used to be full of old factories like this. After the plane has been dug up, these are what the houses are going to look like. With me today is Debbie from the Icon. So Debbie, what's going to be built?
Well, Heidi, what we want to do is take this old derelict scrapland and to make a very big public artwork which will be on display free of charge to the people of Ladywood.
How do you think this is going to benefit Ladywood?
Well, the project is by a Birmingham artist, Roger Hyans, and it's going to be a very large-scale artwork. It involves burying an aeroplane, a Boeing 747, underneath the ground, and people will be able to access it and go down underneath the ground and see a transformed space. So it's a very exciting, a very different kind of project. We think it will benefit the people of Ladywood because it's about the history of Ladywood in part, because it offers opportunity for people to come and see it on their doorstep. We think it's really important to have art on people's doorsteps, and rather than needing to go into the city centre, it's right where they live. We think it will bring people from all over the country because it's going to be such a landmark, such an ambitious new artwork that lots of people will travel here on cars and trains and boats on your canal network to come and see the project. So it will promote Ladywood, and in a couple of years' time this part of Ladywood will change because developers are going to be moving in and building houses and playgrounds and a whole range of different activities and things for the public, and so this will showcase the potential of Ladywood and its people.
What would it be like inside the aeroplane, as it would be very dark underground?
That's a really good question. It will be light because we're going to preserve the inside of the aeroplane like an original aeroplane. So when you walk down the stairs or you go down the ramp, because we want everybody to access it, to be able to access it, you will see a fully functioning airplane. You might see soil and little worms at the windows, but you will understand that you're underneath the ground, and that might have a strange feeling because this artist Roger Hyans is interested in transforming spaces. So burying something that we think of in the air and taking it underground changes our feelings and attitudes towards things. I think it would be a great space to do workshops on, to have meetings on, to do all sorts of things in, and I think it would be really interesting. It'd make us think differently about the world.
Will you be able to see the top of the aeroplane, or will it be completely hidden underground?
Another very good question. It's going to be hidden underground, so when you arrive on the site you won't see any evidence of an aeroplane, except you'll probably see people waiting on the surface, on the ground, ready to walk into it. So you walk deep underground and then you come back up through a ramp, and that makes it even more exciting and mysterious.
It gives you the feel like you're on the aeroplane then?
I think it does. I think we think of aeroplanes as being objects that bring us on journeys, bring us to new places, and although this isn't moving in the air, I think we will think differently about the world. It'll be an adventure to go on this underground aeroplane. Well, we're going to work with lots of different agencies and lots of different experts. We're going to work with someone called a structural engineer. They help us ensure that it's safe and that we can bury it without it collapsing. That's very important. We're going to work with an architect. We're going to work with a landscape person to make sure that the ground around it is fit for people to arrive and leave. These things are really important. We're going to do a lot of health and safety, got a lot of planning to do. This is a really important and complicated, complex project, and we want to make sure that we get the right people in to help us do this. And we're going to have some big diggers to dig out the earth so we can put the aeroplane into it. That's very important.
when must this be happening?
We're hoping that the project will happen in the summer of 2017 and that ideally it would be on display for 6 months. This is a temporary artwork before the development of the site for the housing much later on.
So where do you get an aeroplane from, Debbie?
Well, you can buy an aeroplane, or hopefully we'll get one sponsored, a decommissioned aeroplane. And there's a place in the south of England which takes decommissioned, used, old aeroplanes and they strip them. They take everything off them. They take the metal and the wood and the fabrics and all the different components, and then they recycle them. So we're going to see if we can negotiate to use one of these decommissioned aeroplanes before they take them apart.
Well, I've learnt something new there. How much would this project cost? Because some people might think it could be spent on other things.
Well, we're working at ICON to find lots of different ways to pay for this project, and some of it will come from public funding, but from the arts funding and from culture and regeneration. It would never be taken from hospital money or health or anything else, so this is different kind of money. And also we're looking at sponsorship and corporate support, so we're looking at different ways to fund this, asking different people to help us.
Is this going to be an idea that takes off? Or is it just plain crazy? Let us know what you think.
What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator.
What do you call a person who can't stop stealing? Nick.
I've just bought a load of cheap Harry Potter DVDs. They were only £1 each.
Where do you take a frog with bad eyesight to the opticians?
Why did the joke about the roof not get any laughs? Because it went over the head.
Did you hear about the 3 holes in the ground? Well.
What do you call a girl who stands in between 2 goal posts and nets?
And now for our special feature at Slade School, where pupils have won an award for their achievements in cycling.
Sustrans works with the City Council on a project called Birmingham Cycle Revolution, and the project has been set up so that we can encourage more children and parents and staff to enjoy cycling and riding their scooters to school.
Everyone's got one. We have been learning how to drive our bikes without pedals.
Okay, so what do you have to do then?
First we bend, then we grab the handles, then we start the sandal. Pick your right leg, put your left leg up, put it over the top, put it over the chair, then sit down, then start to move, start to put your feet down first, then you start to push yourself by moving your feet.
Is it good doing this?
Yes, it helps your legs to get stronger and more healthier.
So today this particular activity is called Balance Ability. So it's a nationally accredited scheme and it teaches children to ride bikes. So it develops their balancing skills using balance bikes, and they just have fun on bikes and improve their balancing and coordination skills. They've done really well because they're all gliding, which is amazing. So yeah, they've got really good balancing skills so far.
So apart from the environment, it's also got to be good for the kids, hasn't it, from their own physical well-being?
Yeah, so physical activity is really key within schools, and it's something that we really concentrate on by, obviously if they're riding their bikes or their scooters to school or walking, then they're getting that physical exercise either before or at the end of the school day, and building that into your routine just helps them to keep physically active, and it's really good for their mental well-being. They perform better in the classroom, and it's just great for a family activity as well.
Now, a lot of kids won't have their own bikes though, will they? So is there any way they can borrow bikes or have bikes loaned to them?
Yeah, we do have quite a lot of schools where the kids don't own bikes, so what we try and do is we build in perhaps a loan bike or schemes where they can actually borrow a bike and get into cycling that way. Okay, so before we get onto our bikes and do any activities, we have to check our bikes, don't we? And we have to do the A, B, C, D check, don't we? Do you remember? So what does A stand for? Air. Where do we find the air? So we've done our air. So both tyres okay on your bikes? And then what does B stand for?
Brakes.
Brakes. So check both of your brakes. So the front one is the what side?
Stop.
What side is your front brake?
Here?
Do you know? It's the right brake, yes. So you remember, pull the lever, push the bike forward, and does it stop the bike?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then what does C stand for? The chain. So what's a good colour for a chain? Go on.
Black.
Black. What's not a good colour? Brown. What does that mean when it's brown? It's rusty, yeah. Okay, so have a quick look at your chains then. Are they a good colour? So the D stands for?
Dangly bits.
And where might we find dangly bits when we're riding our bikes?
In laces or our skirt.
Yeah, so just make sure laces are done up. And then if you're wearing a skirt, make sure that when you get onto your saddle, that's going to be nice and tucked in. And if you've got trousers on, make sure there's nothing flapping around that's likely to get in the chain when you're pedalling along. Very good, well done, Nada. Yeah, and can you remember how we start properly as well?
Yeah.
What can you put your pedal into the position that it needs to be into when you're about to set off? So what position should it be in? Can you remember? Ah, Victoria's doing it. Can you notice what Victoria's doing? So if you copy what Victoria's doing, move your pedal, and that's called your pedal ready position. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, that was really good. Well done. Good, well done. Okay. Concentrate on the head. Well done. Very good. Good control. Well done. Wow. Such control. So there's one last thing that we haven't done. And that's looking over our shoulder. Why do you think you need to look over your shoulder when you're riding a bike? Especially when you get out on the road. Go on.
To see if any buses or cars are behind us.
Yeah, because we might need to change position, mightn't we, in the road? So we can't change any of our positions until we know what's behind us. Okay, you ready? Off you go.
Green.
Well done.
So on Bikeability, we have been learning different things about bikes, and we have been trying to do some challenges.
We've been doing riding, and then you ride and you take your hand off, and then you look over your shoulder and you have to tell what the colour is to miss.
Okay, and is this a special award that you've been doing this for?
Yeah, it's called Level 1 Bikeability.
So why do you think it's important that you're doing this?
Is because when we get older and we have our bikes and there's a bus, we have to look over our shoulder, that if we don't learn that, we might bump into something.
So Tani, you've done all of the things that are all of the outcomes from Level 1 Bikeability, haven't you? Which means that you've now got your certificate and your Level 1 bike. How amazing is that? Yay! So that's your certificate and
Because some people used to bring their bikes and scooters in, but now they always bring it in because they can lock their scooters and bikes up because they have these pods now.
And some people, when they brought it in before this, they used to just throw it anywhere on the floor. So it's good that we have this so we can park it.
Been doing it really to try and encourage the children to get out and about, fresh air, have experiences of biking, and we found that a lot of children, actually their balance has been really poor. So we've been working with Rachel Van from Sustran to do the bikes, and we've had great success in getting ditched the stabilisers and then moving that higher up the school to level 1, and hopefully after May we'll be doing the level 2 certificates for the higher children so that they're safe on the roads, because we're obviously very busy roads around here.
So you're trying to encourage kids to come to school on the bikes?
We are. That's the next step for us, is that we've now got the bike pods, and the aim is that we're really encouraging children to bike to school safely, so they've learnt how to come on the roads properly, and they can bring their scooters, and just really encouraging. So we're removing the cars, hopefully cutting down the transport that's out and about, and making it safer and more fun for the children to come to school. We've noticed lots of benefits in the school, and the children seem a lot calmer, a lot happier, the concentration's up. And for me as a teacher, it's been lovely to see them out and about when they're doing the biking in the afternoons within school. Certain children that find work difficult really excel at the biking skills, and it's built their confidence, seem more happier children, and it's really seeing a big bonus in school.
So we're always talking, aren't we, about the care for the environment, so presumably cycling is going to help the environment?
Yeah, so one of the great things is obviously pollution is a big problem, especially within a big city like Birmingham, and what we're trying to do is give children the opportunity to travel more sustainably, which means that they're having a better effect on our environment.
Is it dangerous, kids riding bikes on the roads to school?
I think it's all about training, and it's all about choosing a really safe route, and there's lots of really nice routes around the city now, and it's just using those and really being assertive on the road if you are on the road, and having that training and feeling confident when you're on the road. So they can contact Sustrans or the City Council, the Smarter Choices team, and basically just ask for our support, which we're there to try and support schools to try and make that change in travel behaviour.
And now for the latest on what happened when we went to the pet show.
This week we're at the NEC Pet Show for a dog agility class. Let's have a look. Now for this week's bad sign.
Please be courteous and do not consume any food or drink.
Please be
not
courteous
been
and do not consume
purchased on
any
this
food or drink that
premises.
has not been purchased on this premises other than baby food.
Thank you.
Do you think that,
Courteous is spelled like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spelled.
yeah, I think so.
But
Purchased on, isn't it
No, that's
purchased
right.
on these premises?
Please be courteous and not consume any food or drink that has not been purchased on these premises. That must be it.
Purchased on this premises.
Oh. So it should be purchased on these premises, not this premises. Now for this week's mystery picture. Can any of you guys guess what this is?
Looks like an old building. Why would it need Wi-Fi?
Very. It's got a blue plaque.
You don't say. Harbour, no, Bookworm Cafe. It might be. If it's got something to do with being a bookworm, it might be a library.
Yeah, but what library? But then it's got Wi-Fi as well. Here's a clue. Well, it's dead easy really. It's Smethwick Library. And now for this.
I can start the recording first, so I can set up the pack and then do the trick. Because I'm just cutting the pack properly now. Now, I don't know which card is where. Okay. Now, stop anywhere you like in the pack.
Okay, shall I? Stop.
Right there. Okay, so this card right here. Okay, I didn't look at it. Can you all look at the card?
Yep.
I'll show the camera as well. There you go, if you can see it. That is good. Okay. Mix it into the pack, so I don't know where the card is. And I never saw the card. Only you lot did, and so the people at home saw it as well. Okay, do you want to mix up the pack a bit? Not as good as me. Oop, you're practicing. Okay, and I'll leave those cards right down there, okay, so I can't touch them. Okay, now, you lock me into these chains.
Okay.
Okay, so there's some locks there, and there are the keys.
Shall I?
Yep, there you go.
These.
You got it?
Trying to.
Okay, there's one, and two on my back. Proper sleeve.
And then. There.
And there we go. I get knocked in, and can you put the cards inside the bag?
Okay.
Okay.
Do they need to be neat?
No, it doesn't matter, just go in. I'm still stuck inside the chains, you can all see. Right, and can you mix them up? Can you shake them?
Try to tighten up.
Yeah, shake them. That's right, I'll do it as well. Here you go, I'll help you out. Okay. Okay, keep shaking. Okay, I'm still stuck.
Yeah.
Okay then, can you open up the bag?
Okay.
I have a bit itchy in the nose. Alright then. Okay, so I'm still stuck inside these chains. Can I put my hands inside the bag? That's good. And I'm going to try and grab a card. If I can find one. I'm searching through the pack. Searching, scouring, and I've got one. Okay. I've got one card out of the pack. Out the bag. Now, if this was...
Chin's gone.
If this was your card, would you be amazed?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is that the card?
No.
No.
It wasn't?
No.
Are you sure? Because actually, I knew I was going to get the card out. Because actually, in my jacket, I've got a chain around my neck. And there's a card on the chain. Now, if this was your card, would you all be amazed?
Yes.
Well, was it the 8 of clubs?
Yes.
And there you go.
That's all we have time for today.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget you can catch up at our website on
www.tntnews.co.uk. Goodbye and thanks for watching.